Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is reality with DVD. How are you doing? In honor of Mother Wendy. And this is going to be a real quick piping hot tea segment. I want to address a few things about Funky's apology. Funky.Neva, the best to ever do it. Don't ever get that twisted. I give him his flowers. We all are on this YouTube space and have the right to our opinions, right? But Funky said a couple of things that I want to point out. Now, let me just say this. He is now reviewing the Real Housewives. The Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now, I'm going to preface by saying, I don't know. I think Carlos facilitated it. And what upsets me about the apology is that I think Carlos facilitated it. Because if it was really about a camaraderie with his frat brother, I honestly think that the apology would have come before now. Now, the Christians believe that an apology is an apology, child. And that, whenever it comes, we'll take it. So, again, like I said, he's the greatest to ever do it. He throws out shots at us smaller content creators all the time. Like, he's like, well, I just get it to the smaller girls, the little choppy reviews and stuff like that, which is one of the reasons why he left Love and Marriage Huntsville alone. No, he left Love and Marriage Huntsville alone because of somewhat of Melody's toxic fans. Okay? And that's why a lot of people left it alone. Go back and look at my video on the toxic fandom of this show. Now, my opinion is here. And this is where I'm going to assert my own opinion. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell button so you can be notified when I upload a video. Again, my opinion. When I review the show, I go in and look as objectively, even though it's still my opinion, I try to look at the show as objectively as I possibly can. Now, before I started reviewing the show, I'm going to give you a little history about Love and Marriage Huntsville. A lot of people felt like Mel was antagonizing Letitia when Letitia confidently said that she don't believe her husband cheats. Now, I knew, let me say this again. I knew the top row, legs and hips and body was cheating as well. I just knew that just from experience and living life, in my opinion. Like I said, again, this is my opinion. When Martell said 20 women, again, I repeat, I think he was exaggerating, yes, but I don't think he was lying because they were running in the same circles and it was just no way that Marceau was condoning Martell's cheating if he wasn't doing the same thing. I don't know any circle in my experience, my 49 years experience with men and women, I don't know any circle where a man is cheating and just one person out of the group is not cheating, or two people out of the whole group is cheating. Martell is the only one. Because if that were the case, then it would have been a situation where Marceau would have been able to say, Martell, don't do this, instead of actually literally supporting their relationship. And I'm talking about Coleslaw and Martell's relationship. Now, Funky came up with a different name for her, and I can't think of what it was. Besides Coleslaw. Because he's like, Coleslaw is too good for her. But I don't think that I don't think Funky was ever on Arian and Martell's side. Like this whole movement now to be against Mel, and if you against Mel, you have to back up Martell. Even if I did not like Mel, and I love Mel, but if I didn't like Mel, I would never, ever, as a woman, support Martell. I could not do it, ever. If it was a situation where I'd be like, well, Mel, that Mel, I can't stand her because I like Tisha better. And I'm looking at the TV and I'm seeing this man having a 5-year-long affair and having a baby and multiple surgically removed babies and a couple of miscarriages by his mistress. As a woman, I couldn't support that, aka Sherelle's World. Couldn't be me. Now, she can't strike my channel for calling her name and saying that it couldn't be me. Right? She gives her opinion on how she feels about Mel, and then she'll go in and I'm gonna strike Paper's channel if you even mention my name. What kind of bullshit is that? And we all in the same arena. If you can be a Martell supporter, we can be a Melody supporter. And like, for example, I'll give a better example. Erica Dinero TV. Erica Dinero cannot stand Melody from my perspective, from what I see of her on the videos. And my example is that even though she cannot stand Melody, she is team woman all day. So she'll preface by saying, let me just say, I don't like Melody or her actions on the show. But then she'll say, but that Martell or that Peanut Head or whatever, what she call him, Marsupial. Erica Dinero. Oh my goodness. Anyway, she said she'll say in a minute, no, he's a narcissist. No, I know what that's like because I was in a DV relationship myself. And any woman that knows a woman that's been in a DV situation, how could you back this man? All you ever say is he hasn't been physical with her, but the emotional abuse that he has broken her spirit and tried to break her spirit. How could you support him? Now, I don't think Funky has ever supported Martell. Let me just say that. But there are women out there who support Martell. And this one lady, I had to dig all up in her behind this morning because she was on my post. And I was talking about just, me recapping the show. And I was sharing my recaps on Facebook. And when I share my recaps on Facebook, of course, I'm going to say a little something, before I make the statement. And I was saying that I support Melody and her idea of getting extra security, and I can see why she did it. So she comes under my post and says, that's extra, that's a little too much. She don't need no damn Fort Knox. That she know doggone well that man is not going to do anything to her. You don't ever know what another person is going to do. I wouldn't have ever thought that one of my clients of a client, this is like, me working through the DHS system, and we all end up some kind of way interacting with each other because this client was way out of my jurisdiction. And we have jurisdictions just like cops and stuff like that do in state troop. But out of my jurisdiction, but by trickle down, I knew of the situation. I never thought that parent would have put her child in the oven. Right? Sweet as she could be. She snapped. Postpartum depression. And there we go. Not seeking help. Us encouraging her to seek help. But in the Black community, it's not supported. Oh, I can handle it. I'll talk to my pastor. The child was indeed colicky. Don't get it twisted. But at the same time, It happened. And I gave her another example of one of my clients, well, my cousin actually, how minding her own business, broke away from an idiot, very similar situation, living her life. Of course, if you can afford the security, get the security. Of course, her being a average working class, I wouldn't say working class, I say middle class, an average middle class working woman, she had to go to work. Getting ready for work, he appears, murks her, and then himself days later after his ass gets caught. So again, we don't ever know what a person will do, especially since Martell is at the point where he's resenting her. He has lost income, and he thinks, and how men like him rationalize it is that he thinks that he's lost income because of her. Now let me get back to Funky. I'm relating all of this to Funky because he is actually, breaking down the show the same way most people feel like Martell is on edge and could snap at any moment. He's going from that perspective. And then from that perspective, Funky says, I want to apologize to Melody, which really shocked me because he didn't just go in on her. He'll say, well, you millimeters, I understand how Letitia feels. Y'all going up for this woman and y'all don't know her. Well, you didn't know her either. You had an interview with her, but you didn't know her when you were calling her all kind of bees. You were literally siding, in my opinion, with Letitia. You did not stay neutral in the matter. No, you weren't. You were recapping the show and you literally took a side. When you said these words, and I remember them clearly, I can't stand that B. Fuck that B. She is literally trying to destroy Letitia's marriage. Now, had you said that by clearly just watching the show, I would ride with it. But you said that after you had formed a relationship with Marceau and Letitia. And that's what made it seem biased, since you decided to say that we found the word and run it in the ground. That's where it became biased, in my opinion. Now you say you from Miami and that's the way you talk, bees, this, that, bees, that. Nope. You weren't saying it like when I saw you talking to Dr. Heaven. Bitch, you better be quiet, girl. You know how we talk. You and Dr. Heaven with that Miami shit. Okay? She want to get away with a lot of stuff and how she talks with the Miami, with that Miami, this how we talk stuff. Yes, I understand that. But you're not talking between friends. Melody, remember, you said we don't know her. She's not your friend. So I disagree. You have vitriol in your voice. You did. When you were speaking of her. It wasn't one of those like little playful things. It was like one of those things where Dr. Heavenly would be talking to Mariah and she'll call her a B or call her and say your mama and all this, that, and the third. But they were going back and forth. From what I can see and what I can recall, Melody hadn't done anything to you as a content creator. And that's what I tell people about the reason why I side with Melody in a lot of these situations. Even with the situation with Letitia. Letitia slammed her hand on the table and told Melody to drive up and see the matching BMW. Well, only thing it was is that Melody responded to her. I know some things too. Don't think Motel Hotel wasn't pillow talking too. So to me, that conversation was a back and forth conversation. And the same thing with Dr. Heavenly and Mariah. Do you ever hear Dr. Heavenly, if it's just the way they talk, do you ever hear Dr. Heavenly, and I'm talking about people they are in combat with on the show. Do you ever hear Dr. Heavenly call Jackie a B? She did initially with her and Jackie didn't like each other. But since they have formed a friendship, we just talk like that. If you just talk like that, call Dr. Jackie one. If you just talk like that, then call Quiet one. Now, you and Quiet go back and forth with it, but I'm just saying. It's mostly in a situation where you're combative. And to me, with the Funky thing, to me, it was a situation where he literally had venom for Melody. It was different. And when I dropped down in his comments, and he apologized, again, he apologized to her. But the conversation is about the apology and what surrounds the apology. I dropped down in his comment, I said, no, sir. What you said was, and made it seem like you were on Letitia and Marceau's side, was that Melody, without any proof, but you said it as a matter of fact, that Melody was trying to destroy their marriage. And a lot of people felt that way from the conversation that Melody had with Letitia. And to me, as a person who watched it from day one, that was just a shot back for what she said initially about the BMW. They were having an argument. How can you say that one wasn't trying to destroy the other's marriage? Melody was at the point where she was going to go back to Martell at this point. That wasn't when she decided to divorce him. Melody went back to him after Letitia and her conversation. Go back and look at season 1. So how do we know that Letitia wasn't trying to destroy her marriage, even though Melody knew about slob on the knob like corn on the cob? Even though she knew about her, Letitia is playing ostrich. So Melody just, like I said, she just came back out and said, well, look, why don't you drop around those boys at 1, 2, 3 in the morning and see what Missing Tyrone is doing. Missing Tyrone teeth, in case you don't know what I'm talking about. They just like disappear in his head. Like sometimes they'll appear and you be like, oh yeah, he has a top row. Then all of a sudden, no top row teeth. That's neither here nor there. But again, Funky said that, he and Marcus are friends and they come across each other, especially in the southern region. If you are active in your fraternity or sorority and you go to those southern regional conferences, yeah, you're probably running into each other. But I definitely understand where Marcus was coming from when he came out with his response. And to me, if that apology was genuine, like I said in the beginning, then that apology would have come right after Marcus's response to him. I think, again, that Los Los facilitated this because he knows that Melody is a draw. He knows that the ratings have dropped, and he knows that can't nobody bring the boys to the yard with recaps and reviews like Funky Donnie. And that's just the real of things. That's reality. That's the facts. And with that, I'm going to close. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It's all good over here. Hit the notification bell button so you can be notified when I upload a video. If you are kind, rewind the video. I can't do it. Personally, they only give us 2 views. That's why if we were out there in the universe, we'll be all of us new content creators will have our numbers up. Let me explain the algorithm to you. We only get 2 views of our own video. 2. Then they clock our IP address. Oh yeah, YouTube is smart when it comes to passing out those dollars. But I ask you very kindly to watch my video, rewind it, because you all get 4 views on your IP address. Rewind it, watch it as much as you can, put it on the loop. Or share. Share the video. Because what? Sharing is caring. And I only need about, I want to say maybe like 1,000 views to get monetized. So help a girl out. And with that, like I said, I'm going to close. And as I do when I close, I'm going to chuck them up. Deuces.